What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, yes, we are going to be rating the 2023 MLS kits that have just been released this past week. And I want to give my thoughts on it. Also, down in the comments, please tell me your thoughts on them. If you agree with me, you disagree. But let's just go ahead and jump into it and make this a good video. So we are taking it back old school. We are doing a tier maker. We'll start off with Atlanta. I think that them going back to the five stripes, the OG, when they first came in the league, I think that is a very good touch. But I think that they could have done a little bit more, but I do have to give it an A status. There is a lot of very nice jerseys this year, or kits, however you call it, and I'm very excited for it. I think that Adidas did a good job for this, the MLS. I'm very surprised of what they did with these jerseys and made them look good. So, yeah, let's hop back into it here. So we got Austin FC. I like the green. I think that they should have just stayed with the stripes in one section, but it's still a very good jersey. I have to give them a B there for Austin. Now, this one might surprise people. We've got Charlotte FC. This purple and this blue together with the pink, I love that. I love this color, but I cannot put it as an S. I think that they could have done some kind of more of the design instead of just being so plain, but it does go into that A slot for me. So next up we have the Colorado Rapid, and this jersey is nice. It is a nice jersey, very well put together, but it's just not amazing to me. And I have to put it at an A. I think that it will fit there in the A with Atlanta and Charlotte right now. So next up we have Columbus Crew. I like this. I like that it has like the little bit of white in it. I really hate sponsors being on the front of jerseys. I think I tweeted it out earlier this week. I really hate that they're there. I think some of these jerseys you could do a better design and without the sponsor there and make it look even better than what they do. Like, I really think that Colorado, if they could have left off the sponsor there on the front, I think that could have actually been an S, but I think the sponsor ruined it. And I think that is a huge thing. I know that it's all about money and all that, but I would like it to be where they don't have that. But back to Columbus here. I'm going to have to give Columbus a B. I really like this jersey, but there's just not enough to the design for me to move it up to an A. Next up, we have FC Dallas, though. I know that they throw back to the burn here, and I really like that idea. I think that the design could have been better, and unfortunately, I have to give them a C. I think that the way that they did the flame, I don't know why all of a sudden it's back to the flames. Let's go back to the 90s, because I think it was Belgium did it on their jersey for the World Cup. And then I think even Argentina's had some flames on their one jersey. So I don't understand that. I do understand here in this point, like they're trying to do a throwback to the burn. But make it where like maybe the fireball is all going in one direction instead of like this section's going down, this section's going up. I just think it makes it look a little off. So that takes us into DC United. I think that adding that pink, the floral, that's really cool. But I guess it wasn't really floral. It's more of like a tree, I think. But I can't get along with it. There's just something about it that I do not care about, and I have to put that at a C. I don't think that if the design was just a little bit better, because I did like the whole pink, the light pink thrown in there. I just think they could have done a better job on that. So we move on to San Jose Earthquake. I really like this jersey. It's going up to the A spot. I like the design. I like that blue color. It's a little bit lighter and darker, and it goes into the black. I like that. They did a really good job with that design. So now we have Chicago Fire. I'm not a fan of Chicago Fire, but this, to me, is one of the best jerseys of the year. It has to be an S. Just the one, no sponsor on the front of it, and I hope they go like that all year. And I might have to save up and get one of these jerseys because I really like this jersey, And yes, I know a lot of people don't like the Adidas up top and then the logo, but they did a fantastic job with the way that they designed this, and that is a wonderful jersey in my opinion. So next up we have LA Galaxy. That green is pretty cool. I like that green, but I don't like the yellow with it. They did a good job with some of the design, but I'll have to give LA Galaxy a B here. I will put them in the B slot. I don't like the color around the sleeves and around the neck. I think that maybe if they went with a solid color there, maybe just continued the yellow or made it the red, I don't know, and made it a little bit smaller, would have changed my mind a little bit. But yeah, we'll go with LA Galaxy there at the B spot. So next up we have Houston Dynamo. I think this is very plain. Even though it is plain, I'm going to have to give it a B because I like that orange. I like how vibrant it is, like it's a little bit brighter. But they could have done something better. I think that it's just too plain. But we'll put it at a B. Don't have too much to say about that. So then we move on to LAFC. Again, I think that this jersey could have been cooler if it didn't have the stupid sponsor rate on the front of it. I don't like that. And I don't know how I feel about the color. I don't think that it's a good color. So I got to put this at a D. I think that they failed on this one. I don't like the color on it. And it kills me. I was thinking maybe putting it at a C, but now that I look at it a little bit more, it's definitely a D. So then we have Inter Miami, black and pink. I do like the pink, but there's not much going on there. And so I think I'm going to put it at a B. It's right there in the middle of the road. It's a nice kit. It's one that I would probably wear just because it is cool. Again, with the sponsor right in the middle of it, I think that this would have looked cooler without a sponsor and maybe put some kind of pink design on the front of it instead of the sponsor. So next we have Minnesota United. And again, this goes up here to the Supreme. I mean, not Supreme, but Super, whatever you want to call it. They did a fantastic job with this and doing the Northern Lights. This, to me, would have been the best jersey, but we go back again to the sponsorship. You have this beautiful pink and blue on the front of it, and then the Target logo right in the middle of it. Come on. Teams really need to sell without the sponsor. And yes, let people buy it either way and give the sponsor just let the sponsor have their cut of it, whatever, however that works in the background. But sell these without the sponsor on the front of them. I would drop more money of my own money and buy all of these jerseys pretty much if they didn't have the logo on front of them. This would have been my first pick. This would have been the top pick for me if I was ranking them if it didn't have the Target logo. So Chicago and Minnesota are kind of like right there tied with like if I was doing a 1 through, was it 29, 30, because St. Louis has the 2. But I do love that. Great job, Minnesota. So then we move on to NYCFC. I think this is pretty cool. I understand where they were going with, but having the way the logo is like printed onto, I'm not a fan. And I think that there's too much going on. It kind of almost looks like it's bedazzled to me. So I will have to give them a C. So next up we have Orlando City. I do like the color purple on this, and I think that they did a good job. But I just can't put them up like at an S or an A. This is going to have to go to a B for me. So they're right there in the middle of the road with a lot of the other teams. And so yeah, I don't know what else to say about that one. It's really, the wall that they did. It looks good. I just don't think it's enough to put it up to that A. So then we have Portland Timber. I like this jersey too. This is a very nice jersey, and the way that they put the white with the green. And usually I'm not a fan of green and yellow together, but I think they did a good job with the yellow being like an accent here. And I'm going to have to put it in an A. People will probably disagree with me on that because I just talked about Orlando. But I don't know. I think having that white thrown in there for the Portland Timber one, it just puts it up just a little bit more. So next up we have New York Red Bull. I really like this jersey. I kind of wish maybe the yellow was a little bit different. And I think, again, the yellow has to be a little bit different because of the stupid sponsor right in the middle of the jersey. Having the yellow of the Red Bull just doesn't fit for me. It just needs to be... If the logo wasn't there, I could see this being maybe higher. But I'm going to have to put this as an A. It could, to me, potentially be an S if it didn't have the logo. I like how they just had like a little bit of dashes of the blue throughout it. That's really cool, but having that 2 different yellow on there just doesn't set for me. So that moves us to probably the ugliest jersey, in my opinion, of this whole thing, the Revs. That, to me, that's just a lazy design. That's just true lazy. Maybe, again, it would be better. I know I've talked a lot about the sponsors here. Maybe if the sponsor wasn't there and the red was through it, all the way through, this would look better. And they really should have done that in here too. Just have the red run behind the United Healthcare. To me, it looks like what they did is made the design the red, went to Google and pulled off the United Healthcare logo without being a PNG and just had it as a white and just threw it on there. That one's pure laziness to me. So next up, we have FC Cincinnati. Saw on Twitter, a lot of people don't care for this. I actually like it. I think that it's cool. This is what the Revs should have done with theirs, kind of like FC Cincinnati, where you can still see the dark blue or the black going in behind the Mercy Health. That's what the Revs should have done. They should have put a PNG of United Healthcare on it and have the red run all the way through it. But I have to put this one at a B. I think that it is a nice jersey. Maybe if they would have just left the sleeves the other blue that it already is to make it run fluid through it. But I can understand why people don't really care for this one. So then we have Real Salt Lake. Very plain to me with it just being the yellow. And I just have to put it as a C. I think that they could have done a little bit more with that one. So next up we have Sporting KC. I actually like this. It's simple but nice. They made it look good with the stupid sponsor on the front of it and putting it in that section. So I think they did a really good job with that, and I will have to put that as a B also. Now for Seattle Sounders, at first, this is the Bruce Lee kit. At first I did not like this, and it has grown on me, but it hasn't grown on me enough to put it as an S. And it really hasn't even grown on me enough to put it as a B. At first I had it as a D. And, as an A is what I was saying, because I am going to put it as a B. I think it's right there in the middle of the road. I think it's too busy, to be honest. I know that they're going for like that dragon look, but I think it's just too busy. But they did a really good job with it, implementing, the dragon and the yellow. And it's really weird to see them go with this red color with them being green and blue. So still pretty cool. Kind of like that they kind of went off the track from their regular colors, kind of like how Atlanta did last year with that like teal, that green. So then we move on to one of St. Louis's, and it's red. I think it's very plain. Not going to talk too much about it. It's a C for me. Then we move on to Toronto FC. And they failed. I really don't like putting a lot of teams down all the way to the D spot, but I think this just is gross. I think that it would have been better if maybe they just continued the stripes through the sleeves and not just left the red out of the sleeves. I think that's what really turned me off to their kit here. So next up we have Philadelphia Union. I really like this. I like that they put the different logo on it with just the snake. I think that the camo or whatever it really is, it kind of looks like a camo. I really like what they did with it, but I'm only going to have to put it at an A. I don't think it hits that super spot. but I have to put it at an A with the rest of them there. Then we go to St. Louis's other jersey. Very plain. I don't really care for it, but it's not bad enough for me to put it at a D. And the same thing goes for the Whitecaps here. I don't think they did anything special with it. They highlighted the sponsor there on the front with the blue and the red. I don't think it warrants a D, but we'll put it at a C there. And then last but not least, we have Nashville SC with the black Johnny Cash. And yes, I know it's just plain black and it has a little bit of accents, but having that silver on there, my personal opinion, it is in that super spot with Chicago Fire and Minnesota United. So that is my ranking of the teams this year and their kits. If you have not bought your kit yet and you are going to, check out the Fanatics link below. Order your kit from there. That will help you out getting your jersey, and it will also help out the channel for it to grow. And so, yes, it is an affiliate link. But those are my picks. Tell me down below what yours are, and we will see you on Wednesday.